Welcome to Elevate Springfield, where we will dive into strategies and stories that help you rise to your full potential. Each episode, we'll talk about how you can take intentional steps to elevate your life and your business while making a meaningful impact on those around you. Along the way, we're going to bring in the change makers from our community that are already elevating. We'll bring the actionable strategies, you bring the discipline and follow through, and together we can elevate Springfield.
All right, let's go, Springfield. Hey, another day to 10X, another day to elevate Springfield. You are listening to the Elevate Springfield podcast. Robert Ferriell here, certified 10X coach, speaker, and mentor. Excited to bring you actionable strategies. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together we're going to elevate Springfield. So, hey, it is a Thursday drop this week. The very first week, we're doing 2 full drops. So we're going to continue to do that because you know I love to level up. I love to 10X. And one way we at Elevate Springfield can level up and 10X is to bring more content, bring strategies, more things for you to implement into your life. That way we are pulling those results forward. We've talked about that before, pulling results forward. We love doing that in the 10X world. So from here on out, we're going to have Monday and Thursday episodes, more strategies, more stories, and I am pumped up about it. So today's episode, you've heard a lot about this gentleman, Brandon Deffenbaugh from Custom Property Solutions. I've said his name quite a few times and his company's name quite a few times on the show. He is certainly a friend of Elevate Springfield. If you have anything land related, whether it's land clearing, hardscapes, landscapes, or simple lawn care, hey, they are gonna take care of you with precision and passion. Looking forward to helping tell his story today. One of those younger entrepreneurs out there crushing it in the industry. We also have another segment of Communities Grow Together, brought to you by the Hilst American Family Insurance Agency over on West Wabash. Follow David Hilst on all his social channels as well. Anything you need, home, life, business, give them a shout. They'll get you taken care of. So, hey, let's go ahead and get right to Brandon after the break.
Custom Property Solutions transforms land and outdoor spaces throughout Central Illinois with precision and passion. From clearing overgrown brush to crafting stunning patios and fire pits. Need expert lawn care, excavation, or fence row clearing? They've got you covered, safely, efficiently, and on budget. Fully insured and satisfaction guaranteed. Visit CustomPropertySolutionsLLC.com today, where your land meets their passion.
All right, and we are back. Joining me in the studio now, friend of the show here, Mr. Brandon Deffenbaugh. How you doing today, Brandon?
Doing good. How about you?
Oh, fantastic. Appreciate you spending some time with me this morning. We're going to learn all about your business. They've seen it or heard it a lot. If people listen to the podcast or follow me on social, they've seen a lot of your stuff that I've put out there, but I'm looking forward to letting everybody know what you guys do. But before we do that, let's learn a little bit about Brandon. Let's just talk about your background, man.
So as soon as I got out of high school, I went straight to the blue-collar field. I never really went to college. Gave it a shot, and then I ended up traveling on the road with the wind farm company doing all the underground electrical. I was the locator for all the lines for that, and then got burnt out on that. So then went back to college and went to power line school.
Mm-hmm.
Left there early, took a job down in Arkansas, traveled across to Arkansas and Louisiana, doing that for a year and a half. Decided to come back and try to go and get into the IBEW. Got into the IBEW, back on the wind farm stuff with J.F. Edwards Construction. Ran with them for a couple of years, and then that's when we had Braxton, my firstborn. Being on the road was just pretty tough. So I asked my wife if she just wanted to go home and try and figure it out, living a pretty luxurious lifestyle on the road. So there's a big risk. Came home, started Custom Property Solutions, just kind of as a side gig. And I worked for Lorsch and Mahana Excavating out of Decatur, left there after probably a year and a half and went to Frazee John Frazee Excavating in Pleasant Plains. And then from there, just kind of naturally picked up speed, and we just haven't looked back since.
Awesome. So when you were on the road, you said you were a locator. For folks that might not know what that is, what did a locator do?
I just laid out, so the trench lines where all the power cables went between the wind turbines and then back to the substation. I'd laid out all of that, the boards under the road. Before they shot boards, I'd set the start and end, just all the miscellaneous random stuff that's the most important, I guess. That way they knew where everything was at. So after we put the cable in the ground, I'd have to go back, relocate it, put markers in, all the markers that are along the road for like pipelines and stuff like that.
Okay.
Is basically what I did.
So, I mean, I know you were young when you were doing it, and then once you had a kid, you couldn't do it anymore. But was the traveling part of it? I mean, was it kind of fun traveling around, seeing stuff?
It was definitely fun. So when I switched back, it was in Illinois, so we were close to home. The goal was to try and stay close to home from the get-go. Didn't happen. I got sent to Oklahoma, and then after that was Northwest Missouri, then back to Oklahoma, and then Corpus Christi, Texas. Corpus Christi was probably the most fun, just because you're pretty close to the beach. But
yeah, that's what I say. You're pretty close there.
Like a vacation, work vacation, I guess.
Gotta like that. Any other cool stuff you saw when you're out at any of those locations?
Not really. What kind of ended the whole thing was 10-inch rain in Corpus Christi, Texas. It flooded everything, so we couldn't work. And then that just created some animosity between everybody, and then we just called it quits.
Did you always know that this is the route you wanted to go, or kind of playing it by ear, trying some stuff out, see what fits, and then go?
I'm a fly by the seat of my pants type of guy, so whatever's intriguing is usually what I go after. Challenges are obviously what trigger a lot of my aspirations. Now it's mainly the kids, just making sure that they have a pretty good life, obviously. But
absolutely. So you would say that's kind of your why now?
Yeah,
the kids?
Definitely the kids. Challenges. Overcoming challenges is always fun for the most part. Sometimes it can get pretty tough, but it's always rewarding.
No doubt about it. Well, as a business owner, that's part of the gig, overcoming those challenges. So take us back to the beginning again of Custom Property Solutions. You said you started it on the side and built it up. Just dig a little deeper into that. What did you start doing? We know when it was more on the side, and then into how did it became what it is, and you're doing it as your full-time thing now.
We started doing privacy fences. That was here, there, few and far between. I think our first year we did maybe $10,000, 20, if that. And it was kind of, okay, we'll just do a few fences here and there. It's good extra money on top of what I was already making.
Yeah, just really treating it as an extra cash type of thing.
Yep. And I started Custom Property Solutions, crazy enough, as February 9th, 2021. That's when Braxton was born.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I guess early one morning I did that. And then that evening we had Braxton. So it's kind of crazy. So the privacy fences, and then from there, it just miscellaneous. So we used the skid steer to do light grade jobs. I bought a stump grinder, started just grinding stumps for people I knew. And then that's when my business partner and I, Dominic, crossed paths. And then we started the marketing. Once we started marketing, it just blew up. We've got one client that it was just consistent. Like the work just never ended. And then it was overstimulating trying to jockey all of the tasks that he had on top of a full-time job. And then I had come home to spend more time with my kid. And if I would have kept the full-time job and tried to jockey everything, there would have been no point. So
yeah, because you would have been having that time at home like you wanted, right?
For sure. I can definitely control my time a lot better now, not trying to jockey between a full-time job and a side hustle, which I don't even think it would be possible at this point to do that. But
yeah, you're far too big to do it now, to be able to take on a full-time job and run your business.
Yep.
So when you made it your full-time business, what are some other things you added to the services list?
We quickly added the land clearing, and with no aspirations of it from the get-go, it just kind of naturally came to be.
And what all does that entail? Somebody's out there listening, land clearing. They probably they kind of get what you're meaning, but what do you mean by that? Yeah.
So it can range. The forestry mulching aspect, which is going in underbrush and taking care of all the invasive vegetation, mitigating that, opening up the timber, getting more sunlight to the soil, which helps promote more native growth. Or it could be a complete clear cut for site development or anything like that, to where we bring in the excavator, pull trees out, pile burn, haul off mulch. It could be something as simple as just cleaning up timber all the way up to just clear cutting it to put a house on it. And then on top of that, we still do the excavation. So digging basements, all downspouts, utilities, all of that. And then the landscaping, lawn and landscape. So basically a one-stop shop at this point.
Yeah, basically anything, any land needs, right?
Yeah,
So,
which that was kind of the reason for the Custom Property Solutions. It's a broad name, gives you plenty of room to navigate, which it's important to have specific people that can manage each division.
yeah, no doubt about it.
It's been a learning curve, but we're
Yeah,
good.
I mean, that's one of the most difficult parts with all businesses. It's
Right.
finding the right people and having the right people on board, making sure they know what they're supposed to be doing and holding them accountable and the whole nine, right?
Yep,
So
for sure.
now with your business in particular, you talk about the risks and everything. For what you do, you guys have to buy a lot of equipment, a lot of expensive equipment. So,
Yeah.
So walk us through that. Maybe when you're first starting, ever run through your mind, man, this is a big risk. I'm spending thousands and thousands and thousands to buy this piece of equipment.
Yeah, it was definitely a big jump. So me and Dominic, my business partner, we had sat down and conversed. The first skid steer we bought, we leased it. It's expensive, but whenever you're leasing, you still have that opportunity to back out. It's going to cost money to back out, but
Sure.
it's a lot cheaper than going and fully belly up with a bunch of equipment tied to your name. Excessive overhead is probably the hardest thing to manage whenever you're trying to push for growth. But we started seeing a return pretty quickly with especially the marketing. And marketing is, as most people know, it's a volume knob. The more you give, the more you get.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can kind of control it. So once we got that dialed in, it's just a huge snowball effect. Now we've got a 2024 Cat 255, the 23 Cat 289, a 2024 Cat 305 with a tilt rotator, a D4 dozer, it's 2005. And then we're jockeying some things around to hopefully expand closer towards the end of the year, depending on what we need. I mean, some pretty large scale projects coming up.
That's
I don't
awesome.
know. It's been fun.
Yeah, definitely. So how that marketing piece, you said, you dial the knob, right? But where do you typically market? You talking about just social media channels, any ones that you like a lot?
So for the last few years, we've only stuck to Facebook. We've had good luck with Facebook. And then we started dabbling a little bit into Google this year and SEO. Google is probably the highest return so far. We haven't been doing it for very long, so I can't be 100% on it.
Sure.
Facebook quantity is definitely going to be on social media. Like it's just unfathomable.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I would imagine your clientele, your typical client uses Facebook to some degree, whereas they might not use some of the other social platforms that are out there.
Right. One of our big clients, we had the automated texting set up. So as soon as you clicked on the ad, it took you to the website, filled out a lead form, and then the auto text response.
Yeah.
We filled it out at 3:45 in the morning, and it automatically responded. And he thought I was awake. Just broke the news to him after knowing him for 3 years.
Right.
That was an automated text. And he was caught by surprise, I guess you could say.
Sure.
He was thoroughly enthused by that, which I'm typically an early riser anyways, and he's come to find that out. But yeah, marketing and systems behind the scenes can do wonders. Automation makes life so much easier.
Oh, it's huge. Like you said, I mean, people think you're working 24 hours a day when you have some of those automations set up like he did, right?
Right.
So now you've been full on into custom property solutions for how long now?
Full time since 2023. So in 2021, I was still on the road, but 2022 is started to pick up. I ran for probably 5 to 6 months, jockeying the two back and forth, and then that's when we had made the decision. So I'd say close to 2.5 years.
And what are some other strategies you've used to grow your business over the last couple of years, other than the marketing?
Once Dominic and I put our heads together, we can usually make pretty good sense of what needs to happen. This past year, I hired Edward. It's probably one of the best moves I've ever made in my entire life. hands down one of the best employees I've ever had. He's actually got ownership in the hardscape side and the lawn care side. If you want key players, ownership is always going to give them the motivation to push a little bit harder.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a different mindset, right?
Right.
I mean, from employee to owner, you have some skin in the game. And the bigger you guys get, the more you guys grow, the better he's off too. He's not just, no matter what I do, I'm getting my salary. That's it. It's just
Right.
I can grow with you.
Right.
So
as far as other strategies, Facebook, it's crazy how well it works.
no, they've got that stuff dialed in, man. Talk to us a little more about your lawn care side and your landscaping side. So what else do you guys do in that realm?
Lawn care, we are running at about 118 residential accounts with a couple commercial mixed in there. We still do the softscape, fall cleanups, and then on top of that, we do snow. So that's all encapsulated with the lawn side. And then the hardscape, Edward does hardscape, landscape, retaining walls, paper patios, stuff like that. He's actually master certified, which gives him the capability of teaching the other guys and getting them in on all of that. That's been our goal this whole year, is trying to prove that even though all of us are young, we're all 28 and under. Everybody I've got is under 28. So the stigma of being young kind of rides on our backs pretty heavy.
Yeah. But you guys are out crushing it, though. Doing great.
Yeah, defy the odds. Once we can get more certified guys in that can take the initiative and push the crews, I think we'll be doing a lot better. Not saying we're doing bad right now. There's just always room for improvement. Slow growth is better than no growth, and that's what we're dealing with this year to an extent.
So tell me about one of your favorite like hardscape jobs. Something cool you guys did that you just thought was, I mean, everything's going to look great that you guys do, but at the end of it, man, that's beautiful. I love that.
One that we've done or one that we have coming?
Either one.
So we've got one coming. It's I think in total it's going to be 13 foot tall. We've got to demo the existing driveway. It's concrete driveway. The whole pad has settled and slid away from the garage. It's all up on a hill. So we're going to replace the back 13 by, I want to say it's 75. Edward would have to correct me on that. And then we got to re-pour the driveway, install the wall, and then we're doing a huge landscape bed down the side of the driveway, and then completely redoing the entire front of the house. Okay. So that one will be pretty slick. And then we've got a little outdoor oasis deal coming up in Petersburg. And Edward's wanted to do some cool design on it. This year just seems to be a lot of landscaping for us. We've done a lot of landscape bed overhauls, new installs. The landscaping has been just continuous. A lot more landscaping than the true hardscape, but
good problem to have, having a lot.
Yeah, it's better than not having anything.
That's right. Better than the other way, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So let's talk a little bit more. You said you guys are all on the younger side when it comes to entrepreneurs. I feel like there's a resurgence in young entrepreneurs here recently. I know a lot of them in that 18 to 28-year-old range. I feel like there's a lot more out there, and they're running their businesses more like a business now. You know, it used to be if you started something young, yeah, it's a side hustle and you're, making some extra cash, but they seem to be running it more like a business now, and you are absolutely doing that and have a phenomenal, thriving business now. But what would you tell young guys that are trying to get out there and say, hey, you can get it, just go, do it?
Don't let fear control your mind. If you have the thought of taking the jump, just take it. Worst case, it doesn't work out. You can either restart or just continue doing what you were doing before. It'll set you back, but it's not going to set you back so far that you can't overcome it, especially if you can maintain the positive mindset. Positive mindset's most important. And there are definitely days where you're going to have negative thoughts intrude into your mind, but you just have to figure out a way to counteract them.
No doubt about it. I do. So I got mine right here. No negativity allowed, my man, right there. So how do you keep that mind straight toward the positivity and away from the negativity?
I always think about my kids first. So they're pretty good at changing a bad mood into a good mood. They're a handful, but they're fun. And then I'm a big podcast guy, so Motivation Daily, I listen to that every morning. I'll even re-listen. If I'm getting beat up by my mind, then I'll just sit there and re-listen to other ones. there's a lot on there that you can take from it. It's all pretty relatable stuff. And some days they're just coaching ones where they're just barking at you, don't give up, don't give up, don't
Right,
give
yeah.
up. And then there's other days where they're actually reasoning and explaining the do's, the don'ts, the whys, the what ifs. helping you.
And it's good to have that kind of mix too, where the motivational, the hey, get
Yeah.
up and go type of thing, but then
Yep.
also, hey, here's the strategy, here's some nitty gritty stuff that you can get into.
Right.
What are some of your favorite podcasts? Any guys you listen to a lot?
That Motivation Daily, it's just a mashup of
Oh, that one has a bunch of different people.
it's
Okay,
just
all right.
a bunch of random motivational speakers on there. Another one, which it's not really motivational, but Con Expo, Con Ag. I listened to that one. That's Taylor White Construction. And then Six Figure Exit. So a year and a half ago, I reached out to a guy up in Michigan. His name's Gavin Albine. I reached out to him about a truck that he had for sale. Nothing ever came of it. We had talked a little bit here and there. Time went by. He sent me a link on Facebook, and they had started, him and Carson Shifsky Companies. They had started a podcast. So whenever they release episodes, I listen to that. And then obviously you. I
yeah,
listen
there
to
we
yours
go.
every week.
Appreciate that. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So do any reading, any other development type stuff to keep you on track? You have to do any kind of education type stuff for your business to keep you up to date on things that are going on with equipment or anything like that?
I constantly read about the heavy equipment stuff. If you ask anybody, I could probably out-talk anybody on a forestry mulcher. I've got way too much knowledge with those, and that's just because I always read about them. I was always trying to figure out what the best route would be for efficiency for the client and myself, because the amount of fuel consumption whenever you're running one of those heads on a skid steer is just crazy. 80 gallons of fuel a day.
Yeah, so it's imperative that you're running it in the most efficient way possible. Or
Yeah.
you're just bleeding money.
Yeah, basically. And then what's not profitable for me is definitely not going to be profitable for a client. That's our biggest thing, as well as the finished product. I'll brag till I run out of breath that I have probably one of the finest finishes when it comes to the mulching aspect, which we don't do a whole lot of it anymore. We don't really push it. There's so many smaller companies out there that underbid you. So it's if they want to spend money and do it, then we'll do it. But a lot of times I just let the other guys have it. They need work too. I'm not hurting for it by any means.
Sure.
So it's still a handy tool to have for whenever we're doing site prep jobs or anything of that sort, because we can run it. It's whenever you pull the trees out, we can run it over subsoil, everything, and move on, and it makes it look like we were never there. I'm a big YouTube guy. I can't focus when I read. I got too many things going through my head.
No, I get
so
that.
I just watch a video to kind of keep my attention focused. John Seaman's another big one. I watch him quite often. Other than that, Taylor White, John Seaman, and then the podcast. The podcasts are probably the biggest thing.
Talk to us a little bit about who are some of your clients for like the land clearing side. I mean, you primarily work in the site development. Are you working with farmers and developers, people like that? Is that your client base for that type of thing?
Our ideal client would probably be the farmers, just because the field edges that farmers don't seem to like trees. I don't think they make them any money, so I'm assuming that's
Why they don't
why.
like 'em,
But
yeah.
a lot of our excavation and land clearing does come from the farmers. We do drainage as well, so some of the drainage projects we do, that's more targeted towards farmers. Developers, we've been working on creating relationships with them. We've had a few, but even normal homeowners, I would say not in the city. We've done a couple of jobs, but it's pretty risky running that forestry head around houses.
Oh, I bet.
Houses, cars, or people. You can't tell everybody that's around you that machine will just launch debris everywhere. That's a big risk, because a piece of wood coming at you at 100 miles an hour is probably going to do some damage.
Yeah, tell us about what is that head actually doing? Why is it kicking like that?
It's basically a two-sided box with a drum with teeth on it. It spins. We can custom tune ours. It's tuned at 3,700 RPMs, and our machines were running 40 gallons a minute, 4,000 PSI. So to get it to slow down takes a lot. If there's loose debris on the ground, it'll launch a stick up to 12 inches in diameter, 6 foot long, straight under the belly of it.
Wow.
Back.
Mm-hmm.
Every bit of 150, 200 feet. And I've been hit by a small stick, and it does not feel good. It'll rip your jeans right in half.
Oh, I could do some damage now. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see why you'd be hesitant to be wanting to have that thing around homes and other people around.
Yeah. There's a lot of risk in working around it. It's easier to just send one guy out that knows what he's doing than having 2 guys out there risking either one destroying a window in another piece of equipment or getting somebody hurt. It's just not worth it.
Right. So how do you feel like you elevate and serve your clients?
I'm always willing to add, subtract to the estimate to kind of make things work for their budget. Or the landscaping side, we can go with different block. We could go with different rock. There's a bunch of different ways that we can manipulate the estimate to match closer to their budget. The excavation, that all comes back to like result. If I'm going to go in, I hate doing it, but if I'm going to go in and force your mulch, I would prefer to have the finest mulch that out of any of my competitors. But if the client just wants a CRP, for example, we'll just go out spot mulch. So just drop the head on a honeysuckle bush, autumn olive bush, drop it, let it ride, which leaves bigger debris. You're not finishing it. The aesthetics aren't needed out in the middle of a 300-acre grass field.
Yeah, none of that's important to them out there. Yeah.
So there's ways that we can elevate the experience with the client. That being one, the price, obviously. We strive to 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Customer satisfaction is probably one of my biggest things, aside from taking care of the equipment. Our equipment costs a lot. That's another important thing to me.
Cool. Walk us through, somebody gives you a shout. They say, hey, Brandon, I want to do this job. I'm thinking about some landscaping out front here. Yeah. It's kind of the process you run them through to figure out their needs, wants, and get to a project.
Yeah. So most typically, if they call me, I'll just ask them, text me their name, their address, and a day and time that works for us to come by. So then Edward or myself will go over there, meet with them, depending on what they're wanting, and we'll get a game plan together of what they want their end result to be, and then what their budget is. And then from there, we'll put something together on paper, see where we're at. And then before we start a project, we'll create a design for the hardscape side. The excavation side's more of just making sure that we're within the budget and seeing where we could maybe save a little bit of money. I'm not out to get into everybody's pockets. I would much rather be the best bang for your buck, but also the best quality you're going to get. Sometimes with the hardscape, we will design beforehand. We do charge a design fee. And lawn care, you just text name, address. I want lawn care. I want to know a price. And we can just fire you a price back over the phone. And then we don't have to waste each other's time. If we're within reason, if we're not,
right. We are. Let's go ahead and get going. All right. Awesome. So we've talked a lot about the business, touched on personal just a little bit, but what are some other ways that you elevate your life personally?
Spend time with my kids. Mm-hmm. That's probably the most fun part of my life, is getting to watch my kids grow up. It sucks, but it's fun at the same time.
Yeah. It does get you when you realize how quick it goes, right?
Yeah, it's crazy because Snapchat, I mean, it consumes a lot of our time, but the memories part of it, it's like, wow, that feels like it was just yesterday.
Yeah.
But no, we spend a lot of time outside. We live on 6 acres. So Braxton recently got a Razor 170. He's probably way too small to be driving it, but he's pretty good at it.
I think it'd be all right. His dad's got all this equipment. He probably comes by it naturally to be able to drive stuff like that.
Yeah, and he will tell you that he's fully capable. He asked me the other day, he said, my side-by-side won't start. Can I just drive yours? And I was like, yeah, no, let's not. But yeah, so our 6 acres butts up to my mom and dad's, and there's a creek running through it. There's plenty of stuff for us to do at home. So a lot of times we'll just spend time outside or go up to mom and dad's and swim in the pool. And then you can just listen to Braxton most of the time, or both of them together. It's sheer entertainment, the stuff that comes out of their mouth. We got back into the groove of going to church. We go to Westside Christian Church every Sunday. If we don't make it, we watch it online. Other than that, it's usually just work, family, and church.
Well, I'll have to catch you out there sometime. That's where my family goes to West Side. So,
I went to Springfield Christian School from kindergarten all the way up to 8th grade, and then
Oh, did
that's
you?
when I transferred and went to public school at Athens. Yep, that's where Dominic and I had met, actually.
Okay, at Springfield Christian.
Yep.
Okay, very cool. So you say you got a creek that runs through there. Do any fishing or anything in it? Or is it not a good fishing creek?
No, that's more just, I mean, they'll catch minnows and crawdads and stuff like that, but it's not very deep.
Yeah.
So you can't really fish too much. Yeah, I don't think you could keep his attention on fishing for long enough. He'd be jumping in the water.
Right. Into hunting or anything out there?
Used to. I used to be more into trapping than hunting, but it seemed like that kind of dwindled as I got busy.
Yeah.
So fall times, deer season is usually our most busy season of the year, or has been in the past. So it's hard for me to find free time in it, free time to spend doing it, I guess. I'd like to get back to it. But
know a lot of guys that do deer hunting and everything, but not too many of them say they trap. They're trappers. So talk to me a little bit about that. What was that process like? I've actually never done that.
We've got dog-proof footholds for coons. It's just basically a tube with a little U on it that it holds their paw. So back in high school, another little side gig that I had a bunch of them. My buddy Robbie and I would go out and trap all winter, and then we'd skin, flesh, and dry the pelts and sell those to the fur buyers at the next spring.
Really?
Yep.
When you were in high school?
Yep.
That's awesome.
There's one year we made, I think, $10,000, $8,000 to $10,000, just for trapping all year. And it's fun. There's a lot of cost that goes into it. It's not profitable by any means after all the fuel you spend.
But I bet you felt on top of the world in high school, making $8 to $10,000 doing a side gig like that.
Oh yeah. Yep. And then from that side gig, went to firewood, and firewood, it seems like that's every high school kid's side gig. I mean, it's fun. It helps create work ethic.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No, it sounds like you've had that entrepreneurship streak for a long time now.
Yeah, if you ask my dad, it started when I decided I was going to raise chickens for 4-H. Nope, it was ag class. We had to do, I can't remember what they call it now, but you had to basically write down how you cared for everything each day. Yeah, he's like, you're never going to make money with chickens. And that's kind of been the running joke. He's always not really been a Debbie Downer. He just creates a stigma to where it's a challenge, a doubt, which nowadays it's not there. But the goats and the chickens that I always had, he'd always have something to say about it. And now it's all came to fruition, I guess, with the custom property solution stuff. And I wouldn't change it. It's been fun. I'm just glad they let me toy around with it, I guess.
No, you've done a great job with it. Anything else you do personally? You and the family like to travel or anything? Get to do anything fun like that you like doing?
We went to Colorado last year. That we used to go yearly, obviously trying to devote most of my time to business.
Yeah.
I lose track of vacation time with family. And we're trying to get better at that. But yeah, Colorado is probably one of our favorite spots.
Like up in the mountains? You like going up into the mountains? Yeah.
Yep. My kids are pretty satisfied with just being able to be outside.
Well, I mean, you got a 6-acre vacation spot right there at your house.
Yeah.
That's basically what you got, man.
Yep.
You got a lot of
sure.
There you go. So anything else you've done these last few to grow your business? Any other advice you could give young entrepreneurs out there?
Just don't lose sight of where you want to go. Maintain that same sight. Laser vision on where you want to go. Don't make sacrifices that aren't going to correlate with that goal. Other than that, it's just keeping yourself motivated. That's probably the hardest thing, because there's going to be multiple times where you allow yourself to think differently. Don't let the negative thoughts take over. Once that happens, it'll eat you up, and then you just can't get out of that thought process most of the time. Once you get so far down, I've got buddies that have done it. I don't like watching it, but use it as a teaching lesson. I've always been a pretty positive person. I can maintain positivity pretty well, and discipline yourself. If you're not disciplined, that you're not to sound frank, but it's just not going to work out.
Yeah. No, absolutely. You have to have that discipline. You can use the discipline, and you don't have to be motivated if you're disciplined.
Right.
You know, motivation helps, right? But if you're disciplined, you're going to get it done anyway, regardless of how quote unquote motivated you are to get it done. Your discipline is going to drive you through that. I mean,
Discipline and be consistent. Consistency is key to everything you do, no matter what.
Love it. Well, Brandon, we've had a lot of great stuff. I always close with this. Give us one more on your personal side, one more on your professional side that can help folks elevate their life or business.
Personal, I would say I'm a big believer in God. If you physically feel like you can't handle it, ask Him for help. He'll find a way. And same goes with the business side. Take any of your goals, try and consolidate them down, and just let it go. Let it go and chase it. And don't stop until you reach wherever you want to go.
Awesome. Anything we can do community-wide to help elevate all of our lives here in Springfield and the surrounding communities?
If we can all get along, this world would be a lot better place.
No doubt about it.
Stop finding negatives to be mad at. Stop finding reasons to dislike, fight, argue. We just got to become united as one as a community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we work together. There's plenty of success to go around. We can all get our piece of the pie. We can all be successful. We can all work together and help elevate the community. So, Brandon, they hear it all the time from me and from on the podcast and everything. But if somebody wants to do business with you, let's hear it from you. How do they get a hold of you?
You can give us a call at 217-891-9718. That would be me. Or send an email to brandon@custompropertysolutions.llc.com.
Awesome. Well, Brandon, appreciate you spending the morning with me today, man.
Not a problem.
It was fun. Well, we're going to let Brandon get back to elevating Springfield, but for the rest of y'all, we'll be right back. Looking for personalized insurance with hometown care? David Hilst, American Family Insurance Agent, is here to help you protect what matters most: your family, your home, and your dreams. Whether it's auto, home, life, business, David and his team are proud to serve the Springfield community with trusted advice and reliable coverage. Local service, real relationships, peace of mind. Call today or stop by their office. They can build your dream protection plan together. Call 217-726-6343. All right, how about Brandon? Awesome stuff, right? Starting from a side hustle now to a thriving business. Love to see that. I think a lot of business owners can relate to that story, how you start out doing little things here and there. It might start off as an extra cash type of thing, but hey, you put in that work, you put in the training, you put in all the effort, you put in the systems, the strategies, everything in place, you're eventually going to get to where you want to go. And that's where Brandon is at right now. Absolutely out there crushing it. Looking forward to seeing Custom Property Solutions continuing to grow. Hey, we talked about a number of things with Brandon. Let's touch on how those play out through a 10X lens. So talked a lot about marketing, right? About using social to market, and how when they really started taking an intentional approach toward their marketing, that's really when things started to kind of snowball and grow for them. We've talked a lot about that on the show, how utilizing social media, utilizing all the different channels is going to be a benefit to you because you can be omnipresent. You can be everywhere all at once, and everyone has you front of mind instead of everyone else. So, hey, make sure you are still hammering that social strategy, making sure you are staying out in front of people, creating content persistently and consistently. He also talked, one of the big things for him was positive mindset. I've talked a lot about no negativity allowed. In the 10X world, we've got the saying, no negativity allowed, only positivity. Be positive. So what are some ways you can maintain positivity? One thing is to have things around you that produce some of that, right? What does your environment look like? Maybe you're in an office. Do you have things around you in your office that will remind you to be positive? Are they things that keep you in a positive mindset, or are there things that constantly would draw you toward the negative? When you're at home and you're relaxing and maybe trying to take in a show or something, are you watching something that's negative, like the news, stuff like that? It's all negative content. Or are you trying to get more positive things in? Maybe instead of watching negative news, you could listen to uplifting podcasts or educational podcasts, right? Something to keep you in a positive mindset rather than constantly having negativity pushed into your space. So anything we can do to only allow positivity in our space and keep negativity out will be better for us personally and professionally. I know Brandon said that was one of his biggest things and one of his biggest pieces of advice to young entrepreneurs. Keep that positive mindset. Another thing Brandon talked about was when he hired Edward, right? It was one of the best things he's done professionally. So we all know that as business owners, you have to have the right team around you. You have to have the right people in place. But how do you get people to want to work with you? One way you can do that is to have a thriving culture. And there are some things you can do to create a 10X culture. We've got 10 requirements for a 10X culture. One is winning is the expectation. In a 10X culture, winning is the standard, is the expectation, right? Number 2, a daily all-team meeting, getting everybody together and making sure everybody's on the same page, celebrating wins, celebrating client successes, the whole nine. Number 3, daily training. We all have to train every single day. We've got to put in them reps if we ever expect to be great at what we are doing. Number 4, daily role play. This is especially important if you are in a sales environment where you are role playing objections, role playing the close, all that. Number 5, daily coaching. Do you have those systems set up to where you have mentors and coaches for people, but daily coaching? Number 6, daily inspiration. This is where that positivity comes into play. Have to have some point in the day where you are providing inspiration. That could be embedded into meetings or it could be the environment. Number 7, daily recognition. The more you can recognize the wins, recognize the people that are with you, the better off you're going to be. Number 8, the opposite of that, daily correction. Got to make sure that what needs to be corrected gets done on that day and it doesn't continue into the next, because then it's just going to become an even bigger issue. Number 9, daily reinforcement of targets. Can't stress enough how important this is. Everybody needs to know the target and constantly reminded of it. It will keep people pushing. Number 10, a strategy along all these is teach me, show me, do it for me, make sure I can do it. When you're looking at different tasks and delegation, make sure that you follow the teach me, show me, do it for me, and make sure I can do it method. So to get to some of those requirements for a 10X culture, we've got 10 steps to get you to that culture. Number 1, daily sales meetings. Talk about those targets every single day. Have that daily training embedded into the day. Everyone's saying the same thing, right? This is huge on culture. Everybody using the same language, everybody knowing the purpose, knowing the why, everybody running in the same direction. Number 4, build a cult. Make sure your team is so engaged, so passionate about what you're doing, it is almost cult-like. Number 5, right and wrong are not the issue. Results are the issue. It's not a matter of I'm right and you're wrong. It's what gets results. Number 6, demand and push. People need to be pushed to reach 10X levels. Number 7, reward that greatness. We talked about that a second ago. Number 8, team and individual. Should have team and individual targets and goals. Number 9, seek out and eliminate cancers, right? This goes along with no negativity as number 10. So seek out any negativity. Seek out any people that are cancerous to your environment and eliminate it. Eliminate the negativity. Eliminate anyone in the culture that is providing it. So do some of those things. You can create that 10X culture and encourage all those great people to come work for you. So again, Brandon, thank you for joining us. A lot of great stuff. We're going to be right back with the Communities Grow Together segment.
Look, I get it. Mortgages sound boring. until you realize you need one, and suddenly you're neck deep in paperwork. Googling terms like escrow and DTI, like you're studying for a finance exam you didn't sign up for. I'm Fred Weber at 217 Mortgage. I break it down like a real human, not a robot in a tie. VA loans, first-time homebuyer, refi, I've got you. Local, fast, and yes, I answer my phone. 217 Mortgage, because adulting is hard enough.
Equal Housing Opportunity, Illinois Residential Mortgage Licensee, Department of Financial and Professional Regulation, NMLS number 6606, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Conditions and restrictions apply. This is not a loan commitment or guarantee of any kind. All mortgage loan products are subject to credit and property approval. New American Funding, LLC, all rights reserved. Corporate office 14511, Myford Road, Suite 100, Tustin, California 92780. Phone number 1-800-450-2010, NAF.com.
All right, and we are back for another edition of the Communities Grow Together segment, brought to you by David Hilst, American Family Insurance Agency. Anything home, auto, life, business, hey, check out his office over on West Wabash, or just follow him on social for anything you need insurance-wise. Today, we're talking all things United Way, and my guest, Tina Prather. How you doing today, Tina?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to learning specifically about a program you guys have coming up. But before we do that, just remind everybody some of the things United Way does.
Yeah, I feel like everybody knows a little bit about United Way. So we do a lot of different things in the community. We fund local programming in youth opportunity and community resiliency in healthy communities, prioritizing the health and wellness of individuals and making sure that everybody's financially stable as well. So we work with a lot of program partners out there to make sure that these programs are utilized by families, individuals, children, really across the community, so that we can make sure that people are taken care of in whatever need they might have.
Awesome. When you say financially stable, what does that mean?
Yeah, so we work with programs that look at job security, make sure that they have all the tools that they need to get and retain a job. Also, we work with programs that help people who might be coming out of addiction to make sure that they have a path forward so that they can thrive. Really, it depends on some specifics of what we're doing, but really we're making sure that the whole community has that financial backing so that as individuals thrive, the whole community can as well.
Awesome. And what's your role with
So
United
I
Way?
am the director of marketing communications. So everything, social media, website, events, anything like that, all falls under me.
Awesome. So what brought you to United Way? I know you did other things before this, but why United Way?
Yeah, definitely. So I love nonprofits and I love being involved in the community. And United Way is literally a one-stop shop for anybody. I'll be the first to say I didn't know a whole lot about it when I first came in, but I knew that they were a hub for local nonprofits. And I thought, I've got to be there. I've got to be doing work with them. So when I started, I really obviously got in the nitty gritty of, oh my gosh, United Way has all of these programs, all of this impact out in the community. How can we better tell that story? So I've been there since 2022, right after our president and CEO, Marnie Fauser, started. And so really, we worked together to make sure that those stories and that community involvement is really highlighted so that people have a better idea of the individual impact that we're having out there, because families are relying on United Way services across the board. I'll tell you a little brief story of a program that I actually just saw recently. We're telling the story of an individual who she was getting Dolly Parton Imagination Library books for her daughter. So that, if you're not familiar with that program, it's for ages birth to 5 for little ones who might need to grow their libraries. And so we partner with this program and they send books to the individuals' homes. So it's free of charge for the families. I was interviewing this gal and thought, oh my gosh, she's got a great story. Her kid loves the program. A few days later, I was at another partner program and they were talking about the importance of kindergarten readiness. And I saw the same family who was there as well. So I feel like that's a really good point in time to see the impact that United Way is having really on the whole family. So her younger kids were getting this custom book from the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, but then her older children were also getting the needed skills for this program to make sure that they were kindergarten ready. So I think it's a really holistic approach that United Way has, making sure that it's not just one thing that we're doing. We're really taking care of the whole piece.
That's awesome. And marketing that is huge because I think a lot of people think they might know what United Way does. They've heard it for years. They know some of the things that they do, but highlighting those specific pieces, those specific stories is super important.
Definitely, most definitely.
What are some other ways that you market United Way?
Yeah, so definitely. I mean, I wouldn't be here without saying find us on Facebook, Instagram, all of that kind of stuff, just United Way of Central Illinois. And really check out our website. There's a lot of good impact stories to make sure that you really know if you have a heart for financial stability or something that you really want to focus on, there is something that we are really dialed in on taking care of that need. So a fun fact about us as well, we as staff or as our board, we don't decide our priorities. We ask the community and we're outfacing in that. So we're in the process of asking the community right now. So you can go on our website and complete the community survey and see what the priorities need to be. You can tell us if there's a high need in one area over another and really share your perspective. And then we'll take that back and we'll work with our volunteers and our vision councils and make sure that we are aligning our priorities with what the community needs. And I think that's really unique too. We're not sitting behind a desk and saying, oh, I think that we need X, Y, or Z as a community. We're asking the community, and we have a goal of, I believe, 300 plus survey responses in order to make it statistically significant, right? And so we want to make sure that we're getting every piece of the puzzle covered in that survey. So if you are willing to spend 5 or 10 minutes taking a survey, definitely go on our website. Your voice will definitely be considered in what we're prioritizing for our next grant cycle.
That's great because you don't get that with a lot of boards, you know, right? Having that community ownership piece where folks in the community can actually have a voice.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
I think that's a really unique part of United Way. So we have a 3-year grant cycle. So we're obviously wrapping up this latest one, and then as we start a new one, we want to hear what the community needs so we can align what we're funding to what the community actually needs.
And when you say grant cycle, with folks not familiar with grants and such, what does that mean?
Yeah, definitely. So we fund our grant partners, which are other nonprofits in the community who come to us and might have a program that aligns with what we're seeing are the needs are out in the community. So whatever those needs might be, we then tap into those resources out in the community, those other community partners that might be doing great work already, and we help fund that work. So we really want to make sure that we're aligning not only with what the community needs, but finding those strong partners in the community to really help fund and execute those programs.
So what kind of financial impact does United make on our community?
Yeah, definitely.
How many dollars are we looking at
definitely.
here?
So over $1 million was allocated, almost 2 million actually last year. And we partner in non-monetary ways as well. So we have 2 days of impact, days of action actually, where we have impact out in the community and do volunteer work. So we usually have about 20 different sites with 20 different volunteer groups. Gosh, I can't remember the amount of dollars that were put back in the community just from those volunteer days. So we work with corporations, small companies, whoever it might be, families who want to give back. And our next one of those is October 3rd. It's a Friday afternoon. So who doesn't want to spend a Friday afternoon doing something maybe other than work? And so it's a really great team building opportunity too. So we work with a lot of our nonprofits out in the community who might need some fall cleanup or some spring gardening or different things like that, and make sure that they're taken care of with honestly the help that they need. So we're kind of that link between those people who want to donate and want to volunteer and those services and programs that might better the community.
And if individuals or businesses want to get involved in those days of action, it's all out on the website.
On
Go
our
sign
website
up
as well. Yeah, UWCIL, so United Way of Central Illinois.org.
Okay.
Yep.
So when you were looking at coming to United Way, was there a certain program that kind of tugged on your heart and you said, yeah, I really going to go be a part of that?
Yeah, so actually it was the day of action. I had participated both as a volunteer and as a nonprofit prior. I was with the Alzheimer's Association years ago, and I partnered with them on the day of action. And I just saw the link that they were able to provide to the community. I felt like if I didn't know where to volunteer or where to give or where to even start, which I feel like who does now? There's so many nonprofits out there that are worthy of our dollars and our time. United Way does the work for you. United Way takes all of the information, takes all of that need assessment out of it, and takes the time, who has the time anyway,
Right.
takes the time out of it so that you can really know that your dollars are impacting the community on a variety of ways and making sure that we're all leveling up so we can thrive.
I love it. I love a good level up. Let's go. Let's elevate this thing, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So we're talking about a program today called Always United,
Yes.
right? So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we saw a need in our community. A lot of folks are involved with United Way through a workplace campaign. So that's what United Way is really known for, is getting involved with your workplace, running a fun campaign, raising dollars, usually in the fall. And so honestly, when people retired, they were losing connection with United Way, maybe losing connection with community partners, maybe losing connection with volunteers or with other people in the community. And so we wanted to keep them engaged. That's such a huge priority with no matter health, wellness, whatever you're looking at for seniors and for older adults, to make sure that you're connected with your community. So we started this past year and really wanted to find ways to engage those seniors or near retirees. I hate to use the word seniors. I mean, they hate that word, so I hate that word for them. But I think that having that way to connect back with, whether it's volunteering, learning, really finding those resources for them, and hopefully then re-engaging them with the community and with a kind of a social network.
Awesome. So are you working with any other community organizations out there, any other
Yep.
businesses, anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. So we have an event that's coming up on August 20th. And we're working with Taylor Stevens from Synergy Home Care. So my experience is actually with seniors and home care. So I know the value of this program. She's talking about caring for the caregiver. It's really valuable for individuals who are not only the person themselves caring for someone, because sometimes that person might be struggling to even make it out of the house for something. But if you know of someone who's caring for someone, this would be the time for you to come and engage and maybe bring them that information back. So I would say it's valuable for anybody who has an aging parent, who has an aging loved one, or knows of someone who might be actively caregiving. We're partnering with the Memorial Learning Center and hosting it out there. So a great accessible location, and hopefully able to really, like I said, connect those retirees or near retirees with some resources that might be helpful.
And Taylor's great. She
Oh
always
my
does a
gosh,
great
she's
job with
fantastic. She's the
everything,
one
right?
that connected me with
Yep,
you. So she was
absolutely.
like, wait, you need to be on his podcast.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it.
No doubt about it. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that if they've never been in that situation, the caring for a caregiver type of thing. I mean, how important is that to be able to be equipped with the tools necessary to be able to handle that?
Definitely. And I feel like even finding other people at this event, at this program, that might be in a similar situation and maybe making that personal connection too. So that's what my hope is that people are able to not only attend and hopefully get some nuggets of information from that event, but really be able to take that farther and maybe find a connection, find somebody that they can lean on year round, because caregiving, it's a 24/7 job. It really can take a toll on a loved one. And so you want to make sure that we're kind of giving them all the resources that they might need.
Sure. No, and you mentioned a second ago, sometimes when people retire, they miss that camaraderie. They miss sometimes feel like they don't have the purpose as much anymore. So how important is that to have something like this where they could be involved in and really be back into it like they were when they were working?
Definitely. And this is just one program. We've had other ones throughout the year, including our Day of Actions. So we've had good response from our Day of Actions, really getting them back involved out in the community, being active. And we recognize that you might not want to paint a fence when you're retired, but
Sure.
we can really put you in front of maybe some desk work or something that might be more accessible to those retirees. But really, we're really hoping that this group only grows. We know that demographic is obviously growing, and so if you're out there and you are someone who is retired or near retiring and wants to know what do I do, I would highly recommend this event. I think that you'll have takeaways, even if you're not actively caregiving, that you'll be able to share with others, to share with the community, and again, hopefully find some other people that you can connect with year round.
So then do people have to go online to RSVP for
Yep,
that?
they can
How does
find
that
out
work?
again information on our website, or they can email me directly. So tprather@uwcil.org. Give us a call on our phone number. Either way, whatever works best.
Love it. Well, anything else coming up with United Way?
Oh, so campaign season is right upon us. We have our kickoff week, actually, the week after Labor Day. So you'll find us at our kickoff event that Thursday evening down at the Firefighters Lake Club. That Friday, Friday is our pickleball battle of the paddle. So
Here we go.
Oh my gosh, if you're a pickleball fan, which I feel like who
it's a
isn't?
thing now,
Oh my
right?
gosh, it's become such a thing. So we're having that down at Isles Park, which I think will be a great time. We've got 16 teams who are playing, and then that's a fundraiser for us as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a busy season, but we are really excited to kick things off. I think that just really starts to amp up the campaigns and the fundraisers that really support United Way, and then we can see where all of those dollars will land so that we can help the community.
Let's go. How many companies or organizations typically have a campaign?
Goodness, too many for my brain to currently remember.
Well, that's a good thing if it's that many of them.
There is. Yeah, no, we have so many partners. Don't ask me to list them because I definitely won't be able to do that. I'll miss somebody. But there are so many community partners out there. We try to highlight them again on our social media and really share what they're sharing because it is such a fun event. Whenever they have their internal campaigns, they do theme days, dress up days, different things like that are really fun. So really it's just across the community and it's all fall. So again, keep updated on our socials because we're always sharing what people are doing. And if you're interested in being involved and wanting to have a campaign, again, I'm a broken record. Find out more information on our website or you can give us a call. It's a really great team building event, not just a fundraiser to be a part of the community, but you really become a more tight-knit team as a part of this too.
Over the years that you've been there, these last few years, are there any that stick out, any campaigns that a company did that man, they absolutely crushed it this year with that thing?
Medics First did a chili cook-off last year. I wasn't able to attend, but I heard it was amazing. We've had some community partners do a lip sync video. So last year, we highlighted one company at our kickoff, and this year we're highlighting another company. So you'll definitely want to attend and see that. And people have a blast with that. They were like, we said yes because Marnie asked, but really we had so much fun and we became a tighter team afterwards because now we're laughing with each other and joking with each other in a different way. So I think that just those fun things that go above and beyond that simple donation really does help us to come together as a community and see what those needs are, fund those programs, and really make an impact.
Absolutely. Let's go. One more time, the date of the event with Taylor.
Yes, definitely. So it's August 28th. It's from 9 to 10 in the morning down at the Memorial Learning Center. Come learn how to care for yourself as the caregiver.
Awesome. United Way out there impacting the community. Tina, appreciate you spending some time with me today.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. We're going to let Tina get back to elevating Springfield, but for the rest of y'all, we'll be right back.
Looking for expert tree care with hometown integrity? Look no further than Sangamon Tree Service. They're your trusted local pros, delivering quality workmanship, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing every time. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, their team brings professionalism and care to every job, big or small. Call the name your neighbors trust, Sangamon Tree Service, or visit them today at sangamontreeservice.com. Sangamon Tree Service, rooted in quality, built on trust.
Well, thank you for joining us today, everybody. Appreciate you making us a part of your day. If you want to get caught up on those previous episodes, hey, just head over to your favorite podcast outlet, search for Elevate Springfield. You should be able to find us. While you're at it, give us a like, give us a subscribe, check out all my social channels, follow and like us along there as well. We would certainly appreciate it. Thank you to Brandon for spending some time with us today. A lot of great stuff. Thank you as well to Tina Prather from the United Way. They've got a lot of impactful things going on. Check out their website. Find out how you can get involved and how you can help elevate Springfield through some of those nonprofits, right? So we're going to be back at it on Monday. But until then, take those actionable strategies you learned today. Hey, you bring the discipline and follow through. And together, that's right, y'all, we're going to elevate Springfield. Be great.